just learning from your mistakes has really helped me, and being positive.
Yeah, for me, like discipline's played a big thing. Like making sure that I go about my business the right way. No matter what I do, baseball, if I got a call from player development of the Seattle Mariners tomorrow, I'm pretty confident I'd be successful where I go because I'm pretty disciplined. I'm very motivated. I work really hard. Like, you got to be driven. That would be a really big thing for me. And then understanding how to face adversity, because in baseball you face it all the time. And outside of baseball, you're going to face it everywhere you go. There's people that will hit adversity and shield up, and then there's people that'll face adversity and they'll look at it, put their head down, and grind through it. And if baseball's taught me anything, it's been that. And you can get through whatever you need to if you can have that kind of mindset. So, yeah.
How old are you guys? 22, 23?
I just turned 24 like a month ago.
And I turned 23 in March.
And you're very well spoken, and I appreciate you guys coming here. I appreciate Coach Holman setting this up. And we got some 17, 18-year-olds right here in this room. And we got 23, 24-year-olds. If we can, as baseball coaches, mold you into mature kids, mature people, and we're doing a really good job. And you guys are very, it just oozes with maturity and having a plan and doing things the right way. They're not talking about partying and they're talking about sleep and eating right and working out and getting better. They can go out and chase women and drink beer all they wanted. That's not helping them reach their goals. You guys are in the same boat, but you're 17, 15, 16, 17 as opposed to 23, 24-year-olds. Now, what a great message I've heard the last 45 minutes. So I appreciate it. Another question for Nicky. You played with Storm Station last summer.
Right.
What time did you show up for work every day?
So if it was a night game, it was 7 o'clock start, 7:15. I would show up probably early. I would show up at 1, maybe 12:30. I would wake up, eat breakfast, then I would, sit around and then get lunch on the way to the field, get there, and then I would probably lift before a game on days that I had to lift. But I'd get there probably 12:30, 1, and go, hit in the cage if I want, sit there, just take care of my body that way too. So, early. And then we wouldn't leave until game wouldn't end until like 10:30. I would leave the facility probably 11:15 and then
Do it all over again.
do it all over again the next day.
Notice he said he was lifting on game day too.
Yeah, over like that. Holman's a big lifter.
I'm not even like, there's guys that like grind every single day in the weight room. I'm the guy that, I go in there even if it's foam rolling, stretching, but showing up to the stadium early is something that I think has helped me, get there, get my, organized, just think about the game. But early.
Dave, is that similar for you?
Yeah,
Similar
if I have a 7 o'clock game, I get there at noon. If I have a poor game the night before, I'll get there a little earlier and lift and really try to get after what I did the night before. But I try to get there at noon. I go through, my routine starts at, I have a routine I do every day. It starts about 4 o'clock. So I get in early, and yeah, we're there until midnight. The toughest days are when you're done, you get out at midnight, and then you got to drive 8 hours to a new place, and you're playing that night again. We're still getting in the field at 1 o'clock, even though we got to a place at 8 in the morning. So yeah, early. But it's I love it. I love it. It's the grind of it. It's the best. So.
Could you talk about your 4 to 7 timeline, what you do in that 3 hours?
So I do quite a few things. I'll go in around 4 o'clock and meet with the trainer. We'll go through different parts of my arm and my shoulder to loosen or unknot some areas, whether it's unlocking my forearm gets pretty tight after a night of pitching. We do that a lot of maintenance, and then I'll do maintenance work where I'm throwing, the soft med balls or doing shoulder strengthening, doing a lot of band work. After that probably takes about an hour. I'll get some core in with that too. I clean my cleats. And when you get to higher levels, I did this in college
people
too.
to clean your cleats for you.
You have people that clean your cleats for you. I was in AA for a week, and the clubhouse manager's like, "Here, let me clean your cleats." And I was like, "No thanks. Like, sorry, I need to clean these. These is part of my routine." I put on, I'm
There's
one.
definitely some perks when you get out. You don't have to pack your own bag either. So if you're going on a road trip, they pack your own bag for you and they put it on the bus. So you basically just got to show up.
Yeah.
Just don't be late to the bus. You'll be fine.
So I'll do clean my cleats. I'll do a lot of visualization at that time and just kind of zone out with my headphones, go through that, and then I'll break down a little bit and play with a couple cards with the guys as we get close. Once an hour before the game hits, I lace up, look in the mirror, say a couple things to myself just mentally that I do as my routine, get out to the field, do dry work for 10 minutes with a towel, and then I sit down, put my stuff on the bench, the bullpen bench a certain way, and it's game time. And then once the game starts, I go through a different routine. If I'm up for the 6th inning, 7th inning, I try to get as much as I can done before they call my name on the phone. So
This is where we're different because
Yeah.
once game hits for Dave, I noticed this in college. I mean, it's like a new face, like just, I don't even know. It's like a face that I've never even seen before, and he's just like serious. So you can't even say anything to Dave.
you can say stuff to me.
Dave is not serious though any other time.
No, any other time he's just like a different person.
Yeah, when I'm between the white lines, it's a different person.
But for me, something that gets me going, that's different than him, is that I am the complete opposite when it comes to games. I'm making jokes, smiling, laughing, making light of the situation, because what it is for me, it's still a game. Like, just have fun with it. I mean, he's obviously having fun.
Yeah,
He's
I enjoy
obviously
it.
enjoying
I love
it.
what I do.
But that's something that works for him. Something that works for me is, messing around, having fun, because that's just what loosens me up, what puts me in the mood, and what makes me enjoy my job.
Yeah, there's no correct way to do it. Everybody has their own personal way to do it. Just do that, don't let someone take you off of your routine. Guys will say this or that, and I just kind of laugh it off and listen, man, I'm going to do this because when I get called in for the 7th inning, I need to be there. And if this makes me feel confident and prepared, then I'm going to do it. So that's kind of my thing.
Kind of off of that, like how you guys were saying that it's like a job,
Yeah.
Like I was wondering if like you still ever just like show up to the ballpark and are like, this is awesome, like
Every
I
single
get to
day.
do this.
Every day, because I have fun. I've visioned being where I'm at since I was like 4 years old. Like, I wanted to be a professional baseball player, but I also want to get to the big leagues and I want to stay there. But I'm not going to change who I am. I'm still that, going in, having fun, joking around kind of guy. So why change? He has been doing what he does for the longest time too, so he's not going to change what he does it. But at the end of the day, we love what we do. We have so much fun playing, and that's just what it's all about. It's you guys. I got to remember, it's a game. It's not something you have to do, but it's something that you get to do. Have the privilege of playing every single day. Just enjoy it, because it can end as fast as a snap of fingers. But
Yeah.
just enjoy it. Have fun.
Yeah, love it. Like, every day is the best. Even when you have a miserable night the night before, like, you get to play baseball the next day, Don't let any of your failures take away from your love for the game. You see a lot of guys have a rough stint and they hate the game. You're getting to play baseball. It's 7 o'clock tonight, the sun's setting, there's fans in the stands, and we get to play. Like, come on. So,
I'd rather not wear a tie every single day. So
not yet.
I can just do this for a while.
Yeah, so it's cool. Yeah, good one.
You wanted to. Did you want to ask a question? Yeah, you're about to.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, what was it?
Who's like the main person that pushes you to get better when you're down?
the main person that pushes me. Having that support system of my family and friends, for sure. Teammates, like what we talked about earlier, having that accountability, having someone there to, if you're down, if you had a bad game, that teammate to slap you in the arm or slap you in the face and be like, dude, what's the matter with you? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
But just building strong bonds with teammates and, your family members, obviously, and your friends is something that goes a long way.
Yeah, family, I mean, they're there. I talk to my mother, like, especially during season every day, my uncle every day. So, having that check, they motivate me because I know if I can make where I want to be, I can give back to them as well. So, just for me, it's my family and knowing what I'm playing for will keep me motivated, So, anything else?
So what set you guys apart from that got you to Creighton and then from Creighton to the next level?
Good question. Being competitive. I'm just kind of a mindset, having that mindset that no one's better. Even though I was not the biggest kid on the team, I was definitely the smallest kid on the team. But just having that mindset that no one's better, no one's gonna push me around, no one's gonna, once you step on that field, then I'm better than every other shortstop, every other second baseman that's in this conference, and this, and just kind of just having that mindset that, not trying to be cocky, but just it's being confident in yourself, knowing yourself, and just knowing that you deserve to be on this field, you deserve to be, I faced Kershaw in Major League or Big League Spring Training last year, and to be honest, I looked at him and I was like, wow, that's Clayton Kershaw. But once I stepped in the box, I'm like, all right, he's not going to get me out. He got me out, but I still thought myself. But I lined a ball to left center, which is a win for me, just making contact against him. But it's just something like that, having that competitive nature, having that, confident nature inside yourself. That's something that helps me.
Yeah, being competitive for sure, like having that I want to win mindset is big. Same thing as Nicky, And for me, what helped me get to the next thing after that was I had a strict routine, but I knew who I was. I was comfortable with that, and when I talked with any scouts that came, I sold myself. I said, hey, this is what I'm all about. This is what I'm going to do. And if I get to play with the organization, I'm going to be there. I'm going to show up. And that's not me being cocky. It's me being confident in what I have. Understanding that I'm going to be a really hard worker, and I'm going to be a man of my word. If I'm telling you I'm going to bust my tail, I'm going to bust my tail. So those things play a big role.
Where do you think your confidence has come from?
Preparation.
That's just how you are. That's just how you are.
That's just how I was. Yeah. I think it just kind of being. I started, freshman, sophomore year when I was the smallest. I've always been the smallest kid on the team until I, started growing. But I think that's where it started. Is just even though I was the smallest kid on the team, I always thought to myself that I was the best kid on the team too. And just being confident, being competitive. But it could be literally like one of your
Yeah,
story.
you kind of had a question, but it is a good question. Anybody else kind of have a question? I want to say.
Who's the best player you've ever faced?
Was yours Clayton Kershaw? The best pitcher I've ever faced is Clayton Kershaw. I've also faced Yu Darvish. He was good, very good.
When you're facing a guy like that, what do you like? Are you sitting what's your approach to what was your approach to Clayton Kershaw? What were you trying to do with
I swing first pitch because I couldn't feel my legs, so I wanted to get I swing first pitch. I knew he was going to probably just try to throw a fastball to me. It was left on left matchup. Usually, I have a pretty good idea of what lefties are going to throw me. They're going to try to bust me in on fastball, and then they're going to try to throw their banger, curveball, slider, whatever they have. Rarely you see a left-on-left changeup because that's the ball that usually leaves the yard. But I knew, I was like, he sees me in the box. He probably doesn't even know my name. He's like, I said that he's probably going to try to throw a fastball, get ahead of me. threw me a first pitch fastball, and I lined it to left center. And that's a win for me. I was like, yes. But definitely Kershaw. And then I played against Puig. My first game ever when I got called up to play in the big league spring training games was against the Dodgers. So I faced Kenti Maeda. He was starting, and then Puig. Then you had Chase Utley was playing second. You had all of them playing, so it was cool. Seager.
Yeah, I faced Andrew Benintendi. He was really, really good. Like I went to my plan. I stuck to my plan, and he just knocked one off me. So I faced Benintendi. I got to pitch in a big league spring training game against the Padres. I didn't get to face Hosmer, unfortunately, but I played a couple guys that were big leaguers that day. I wasn't paying attention to the name or who they were, but it was Benintendi is by far the best hitter I think I faced.
And I think the coolest thing about minor league baseball so far is that as you move up, you like AA, AAA, you start getting those guys that are rehabbing, that play with their affiliates that you're playing against. So when I was playing against Sacramento, Evan Longoria was rehabbing for the Giants, and he got to second base. And I'm kind of like starstruck because I love good defenders, and he's one of the best. The Gold Glover, that was my bread and butter. My bread and butter is, defense. So when I saw him at second base, I looked at him. I was like I just said, I was like, yeah, I'm a big fan, like crazy. I'm playing on the same field as you. And he's like, yeah, I was your age one time. And he started laughing. And then the coolest thing is I got on base. I got to third base. He came over to me and he coached me. He was like, hey, when you're at second base, try to, shorten your leg. Or I was wide. He's like, try to, shorten up a little bit. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I was like, damn, Evan Longoria just talked to me. So it was cool. It's cool. It's cool stuff.
I can't talk to anybody while I'm on the mound.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to talk to Ichiro this year at spring training, which was really cool. And he was standing behind my catch partner, and I was like, man, if I let this one go and hit Ichiro in the head and then his career, Jesus, I'm gonna get released. That was cool though, yeah. Yeah, it was cool.
Ichiro was cool.
He's a lot smarter than I thought he was gonna be. Because you think all these big leaguers are like big guys, they're really not. That guy's got, except for Nelson Cruz. Yeah.
So, every approach that you have at the plate, is it always the same? Does it change? One at bat, you'll be aggressive, another at bat, you'll be slow.
Yeah. So every at bat's different. For me, it depends, obviously, lefty righty pitcher. I'm a lefty hitter, so lefty righty pitcher. If the guy, we have scouting reports, so you see, their tendencies. Pitch one, if he throws a fastball, 72% of the time. But my approach, don't swing at off speed until 2 strikes. That's something that helps me, something that has helped me, and leads me to more walks than strikeouts, which is what that's what you want to do. You try to not to strike out a lot. But each at bat, first at bat, I'll be like, all right, well, I'm gonna swing at first pitch. Hopefully, if you get a hit on a fastball, he's like, all right, well, you're probably not gonna throw that fastball again. So then next at bat, I could be like, all right, I'm gonna sit curveball. Wait till that curveball, hit the curveball. If you get a hit on a fastball and a curveball, the guy's like, shit, he's hit my fastball, he's hit my curveball, what is he gonna throw? I can't throw him anything else again. So that's when you got the upper hand. I always say if you get 2 hits in a game, you're 2 for 2, you're playing with house money. But obviously, that's something.
It's a gamble.
It's a gamble. Don't gamble. Bad.
So when you were in high school, how did you get seen by Creighton? And when you were at Creighton, how did you get seen by the big leagues?
Honestly, that's a really good question. Because I think, when we were in high school, that was the big thing. It's I want to be seen. I want to get in front of these guys. A lot of the time, what I did when I was younger, and I had a brother who had gone through the process of doing it, was just trying not to think about it a lot and playing really hard wherever I was, because they're there even if you don't think so. And they're calling anybody, even if you don't think so, they're always around. When I was in high school, though, you're really thinking a lot about that, and the more I did, the worse I played. So I had to think about it less, of getting in front of guys and just knowing that they're going to be around and they'll see you. My dad always used to tell me when I was growing up, if you're good enough, they'll find you. Just play really hard, try to win, and then everything will fall into place. When I got to college, I didn't think for 1 second. I was like, I loved the opportunity to get drafted, but I didn't play for that. Like, we were trying to win a Big East championship and go to a regional, and the rest of it was just icing on the cake. So actually, the less I thought about it, the better I was. The showcases and everything, it's all out there, but just knowing, like, if you're good enough, they will find you. Just play really hard.
When I was in high school, it was like sophomore year of high school, I went to my only camp I've ever went to, so I didn't really do camps. But I hit it off with the Washington State coach that was there. He eventually went to Creighton, and so I went on my official visit there, signed with Creighton. But the big thing that was, I was in summer ball in college, and all these scouts came to watch this one pitcher. This is my sophomore year of college, going into my junior year. All these scouts, there was like 30 scouts that were there to watch this pitcher, and I got a hit, and I made a diving play in the 6-hole off of someone and threw him out. And then right after that is when it started heating up, and I never thought I was going to be where I'm at today. Did I think I was good enough? Yeah, but I was like, I'm in a mid-major, I'm at Creighton. We didn't have the most exposure there, especially on the national level. But yeah, that's kind of, they came to see one person, and they liked what I did. So just so happened you were there. So that was a good question. That's a really good question.
Anyone else?
What do you do to clear your head? Like when you're going to that place, you kind of get everything else out. Like, do you have like mental keys you go through, or like the
Mental
breathing,
cues.
or
Breathing's big. I have plenty of mental cues. The big thing for me is stepping off, and just, for me, it's my right shoelace. I look at it and I just clear everything out. It's harder to do in bigger situations when you got a lot of people there and you're trying to separate the field and the stands. But for me, it's that clearing my mind, doing that. I would, like, when I'm really locked in, it's like, you ever watch TV and your mom's like, hey, get in here and help me out. But like, you heard noise, but you didn't hear what she said. You have no idea. And then she starts getting pissed. Like, it's like that. Like, I try to get to that moment where I'm looking at the catcher, and it's noise, but you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't do anything. So for me, when I do come off, it might be, you might choose for it to be, the corner of the edge of the mound, or just the second base. It might be 5 seconds. It might take 8 seconds. You do your thing, and then you get back to it. That helps me clear the most, breathe, that kind of stuff for me. So, just make sure. Yeah. Don't breathe. You'll die. So, yeah, breathe and just make light of the situation. Don't overthink what it is. Kind of downplay the situation. Like, oh, it's whatever. I'm gonna do my thing, and it's gonna work. Do you guys watch baseball? Like watch it and kind of try to dissect the game. Kind of watch it not as a fan, but like watch players compete and watch teams compete. Watch pitchers.
I think that's one thing that's helped me a lot too. Is I watch Altuve. I watch when Dustin Pedroia was still Dustin Pedroia. I watched him. I watched. You don't want to watch those lazy guys, because it's not who you want to model your game at. Watch, even though Javier Baez is a little showy, but he plays the game hard, and that's what I was just saying. If you guys watch the game, kind of watch it with some content. Intent. I didn't finish college yet. Yeah. So.
But the whole purpose of the off season is not just to get you here. It's get in the weight room twice a week to get stronger. And when you're stronger, you're gonna have more confidence in yourself. That was brought up several times today. Confidence in yourself. It's also leadership. People are always watching. The young kids are watching the seniors, the juniors. How do they do it? This guy hit a couple home runs last year. This guy's a really good pitcher. I'm gonna watch him. You go sit in the corner and be lazy. That's what they're picking up. So it's a really good idea, a good avenue to develop some leadership as well too. We want you here. We want you to become better. Because winning's fun. Winning is fun. Okay. Also team unity. You get to know people on a different level. Everyone's working their tails off. You're sweating your butt off. Again, those are all good factors. Qualities of a winning team. We're going to work hard. We're going to outwork the other team. We're going to have some leadership. We're going to have some confidence. We're going to get together on the field and off the field. So we're building something good, really good here. You guys will be a part of it. So be here, continue to show up, continue to give some championship efforts. And you'll see some really good baseball. Winning's fun come springtime, come summertime. So again, we appreciate you guys coming. Great message. Great message. And thank you for your time and energy.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. Very good. Push the chairs.
Hey, whatever you took your notes on, don't lose that, because we are going to talk